In this demonstration, I'm going to be taking you on a tour of the new Power2Projects application built by CustomerFX for the Sage SalesLogix web client. Power2Projects is built completely inside of the Sage SalesLogix web client, so there are no external components or databases or plugins that are required to use it. Being a native application, this means that all of the benefits of a traditional enterprise-wide CRM system are available to your employees within the Power2Projects application. So when they access SalesLogix, they're going to be able to see a new navigation bar area called Projects, and it's from here that your project managers, your staff, your employees, and contractors would be able to see project information such as the notes about the project, budgets, timelines, tasks, and also some dashboard items that analyze the project for you. So we've navigated to the project implementation project, which is a test project that was loaded into the software. We can see that the account record that it's associated with is Abbott Limited. We can also see on the right hand side a project summary that gives us a constant updated snapshot of how we're doing against the project's budget, both time and dollars. We can also see in the tab below called Timeline a Gantt chart that shows me the different tasks and notes and time slips and other relevant data to this project and how they would be represented across a calendar. So much like a Gantt chart for Microsoft Project, for example, the longer the duration of the particular task, the longer the blue bar is going to span across the calendar. From this project screen, we can also do things like load in the contacts for the project. So any one of your SalesLogix contacts or SalesLogix users can be included and can be given a particular role for the project you're working on. We can also add documents to the project, which could consist of statements of work, RFPs, proposals, and so forth. And some of those documents can be designed, in the case of a purchase order, to be able to authorize or load in hours and dollars that the customer has authorized for the project. We also have an expenses tab that allows you to add in ancillary expenses like hotel, lodging, food, that sort of thing that fall outside of normal project billable tasks. We also have the option to link projects to tickets. So as part of the Power2Projects application and solution, we've added some ability to actually create and add tickets, regular SalesLogix tickets, to the project and link them to that. And as you click on the ticket on the left side of the screen, you can see over on the right side that I do get a description of the problem and resolution, and if I click on it as I did, it will actually open up the ticket for you as well. We can add notes to the project. And finally, we can add tasks to the project, and the tasks are generally designed for the project manager to be able to divvy out all the duties and responsibilities of your staff, and it constitutes all the different tasks and things that have to be done to get this project underway and completed, and that's what you're seeing here. So we can see that there are tasks loaded in here that deal with training, installation, testing, and so forth, which are typical for a software-related project. We also have the option to filter this data, so any one of these columns of data can have a filter applied to them, and by simply typing in the first letter or number and then clicking on the filter button, it would filter down the list in this particular view, and you will see this type of filtering throughout the whole application. Next, we'll go to the tasks view. And as a SalesLogix user, when I log in, I'm going to get to see any tasks that are assigned to me. And in this case, as the administrator, I've been assigned a training task. And like all SalesLogix views, you can switch to the list view as opposed to the detail view. We can also have task templates set up. And these templates make it easier and faster and more efficient to add tasks to a project. Oftentimes, projects that we're doing are repetitive. There's a lot of commonality or common tasks that get done, And rather than having to manually add all these in one at a time, we can actually create pre-built templates that automatically add all the typical tasks associated with a particular project type. We can have many different templates and load all their associated tasks into any given project. Next, we also have a project analysis area, which gives us a graphical representation of how this particular project is performing. So I've selected a project from the list down below, and you'll notice that all the different users who have tasks that have been worked on are now showing in the detail area. We can also see green, yellow, and red coding depending on whether or not we're approaching the allowed budget or time allotment for that task. And then ultimately at the top of the screen you also see how we're performing with this particular project charted on a bar graph. The way that your users enter their time once they've been assigned a task is through a time slip. And a time slip is like a time card where you can, after the fact, go into the system and record that you worked on a particular project. You would indicate which task for that project you were working against, how much time, and then the overall duration for that, and any notes about that particular time slip. So that's an overview of the Customer FX Power2Projects application for the SalesLogix web. Thanks for watching.